Madam Chairman. Well, let me just start by saying good evening and thanking Vicki for hosting board meeting at our South Lake campus. Also wondering if
I can see her coming in and I would have a pack long.
all right, you know what, Vicki, do you want to go ahead and give your report then?
Thank you, Dr. Weber. Well, we're always looking for ways to create opportunities for folks to experience South Lake. So last month, we hosted a financial aid and scholarship seminar with Representative Sente, where we had this conference room filled with families who were learning ways to help better afford college. 60 high school counselors were here earlier this month for their annual conference. As part of their day's activities, our CNA and massage therapy certificate programs were highlighted. As part of the college's STEM series, we hosted Mantle Family Night, where over 100 parents, children, and high school educators were on campus participating in hands-on activities. 30 Highland Park High School students who are committed to coming to CLC this fall will be coming here next month to test, meet with an advisor, and also spend time with our student ambassadors to learn ways to become involved on campus. Faculty and students from Vernon Hills High School will be here next month to utilize our science facilities. Our CLC faculty will partake in the day's curriculum. In May, we're hosting a coaching seminar to Lake County educators as a way to help promote our HWP programs and services. We've also been partnering with our WPDI colleagues. 90 people attended our Toolbox for Employment seminar earlier this month, where participants learned ways to create opportunities for people with disabilities in the workplace. In May, we're hosting a training toolkit showcase where business owners and professionals will have the opportunity to sample our programs and services. We're also so pleased to be part of the college's master plan. With the chemistry lab addition, we're able to advance our biology and chemistry offerings. And we're very pleased about the great work that our tutoring sector is doing. As you can see, they've experienced a significant increase in the past year. We believe this is due to Dr. Haney's leadership in student success and instructional support. So we're so glad that students are taking advantage of the services here. With that said, we want to thank the board for their continued support. We always look for ways to further develop South Lake, and we thank you for coming this evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean. Rich. And just a couple of things I wanted to note as a reminder. As you said, we're going to be hosting a reception for the IBHE, the Illinois Board of Higher Education, on March 31st from 6 to 7:30. So that will be attended by the new IBHE Executive Director, Dr. Applegate, and the new chair of the IBHE, Lindsay Anderson. We are honored guests, but our culinary arts students will provide hors d'oeuvres, and the event will be held in the Prairie Restaurant. I wanted to follow up on last month. I mentioned that CLC faculty and staff have been interested in competing to be the host college, having CLC compete to be the host college for an association known as CCID, which stands for Community Colleges for International Development. They've actually released their RFP now, and so with that request for proposal, some of the things they're looking for are an institution that has proximity to a major international airport, strong institutional commitment to international education, and previous success in working with the organization in past a number of international grants. So we'll see that proposal in April 14th. Well, although we will be acknowledging the CLC outstanding full-time and part-time faculty and Distinguished Alumnus Award at our next month board meeting tonight, I'm proud to announce the CLC representatives for those categories. First, John Tenuto from Sociology, our full-time outstanding faculty member award, and Mary Gillian for Ethics in Human Services, our part-time outstanding faculty member, and William F. Lees III, the Distinguished Alumnus board. So please give them a round of applause. While we're at it, we also need to acknowledge some of our other peer institutions and their fine faculty. One of them's here with us tonight, so that is Dr. William Griffin, who was named the Triton College faculty member. Graduation is, of course, not so far away, and I just wanted to announce that we're very pleased that our speaker this year will be Dr. K. Michael Welch, who's the president and CEO of Rosalind Franklin University. Rosalind Franklin's been a great partner with us, working with us, and so I'm sure I've seen him speak before, and I'm sure he'll be an engaging speaker for our students. At your seat for the trustees and hot off the press is the CLC annual report. So it's a good one, I know, because I edited it. So I've heard of Ellen Shealy and her staff, the Public Relations and Marketing Department, did an excellent job putting this together. And like many of our reports in the past, I think this could be another award winner. So please take a look at that when you have time. We'll be getting that out, of course, in the whole college and on the website. Those are really the main remarks. What I'd like now is to ask Dr. Hogan to come forth and have Sean present the 2015 AQIP Project.
Before we proceed, you had mentioned the CCID grant that we're submitting for. And I know in one of the communications, you stated that we would be receiving $300,000 annually for that grant. I guess my question is, as we move forward with this, is that $300,000 going to totally cover our expenses? And when we take a look at bringing down 10 new employees and office space and infrastructure, is it going to cover our expenses, or is there going to be a cost to us?
Right now, Kirkwood, and I talked with Kirkwood's the host Kirkwood Community College in Iowa. They've said that their costs have been covered through this reimbursement cost. But I think the big thing for us, and I think that's why we have some excitement about it, is it gives us great potential to seek international grants, which of course relates to our whole strategic initiative on global engagement. But yeah, Kirkwood's experience is that their costs were covered. Let me clarify too that the staff are paid for out of grants, so the staff would be grant funded. And then
Would be grant funded while we're here, with the grant ends and unemployment and stuff, and that becomes our cost. But I'm really more concerned with knowing whether our actual expenses or whatever it is that's going to cost us to bring the new program and 10 new folks on campus. And you don't need to, obviously, the line to submit the grant yet. Maybe somewhere along the line, if we get the grant, we need some kind of update that's opinion. This is our real expense for doing this, and this is what we're doing. So we hope it's costing us or the taxpayers and dollars.
Sure, good point. I'll say one more thing about it related to that is there's really a two-step, almost three-step process. You put in the RFP, they're going to narrow it down to a small group, then they're going to go down to a final 2 or 3 and do site visits. So you'll actually have an opportunity, you'll have an opportunity to really talk to them about what those costs are and what the expectations are as a process. We'll be sharing that information. The chair of this, I'm on the CCID board, so I'm familiar with that. The chair of the board actually right now is Tom Ramage from Parkland College. And Sylvia Jenkins from Marin Valley College is on the proposal committee. So, but we'll be able to, as a process, unfolds, to do additional information. We'll be cognizant of that. Sean,
good evening. As your questions, I understand there is a copy of the PowerPoint very good to maybe an see the corner. As many of you know, the AQIP Projects academic quality improvement program. This is the method by which the county is accredited to the Higher Learning Commission. This obliges CLC to undertake at least 3 projects every year that are aimed at some kind of improvement process here. For this year, the projects that you approved about this time a year ago are a transfer initiative. This was the first phase of a 2-phase project. It was a research phase. This group has the full reports on the status of these to you a little later this year when the work is complete for each of these projects. But the transfer initiative, the research year, we consulted with best in class of our peers who have excellent records of transferring students to baccalaureate institutions. We contacted the schools that we transfer great numbers of our students to find out what they think we're doing right. And we interviewed our students to learn about obstacles and the springboards to their progress. We'll be handing that information off to next year's group to implement new practices at the college when that group is ready to make its recommendations. The second group was the Coaching for Academic Success, the Student Success Project. That's the second phase of a 2-phase project that involved the work with 7 math classes and 19 English sections to help students who were struggling to retain in class and to make progress. And the last project was the academic standards, which is looking at the required stops and holds on students' counts so that where they get the required academic counseling and advising, we will be advising on the optimal times to require that kind of engagement. The projects that the college is proposing for fiscal year 15 are these 3. The first one is college readiness. This comes to us through the Educational Affairs Division and is interested in better alignment of various efforts in college that support college readiness work that we do. Currently, our efforts are fairly customized and tailored to the needs of certain high schools that ask for some help. This AQIP committee would assess our internal programs that we have in place and assess ready-made products in the marketplace that we might adopt and assess the value of those for the different college readiness initiatives that we undertake with special emphasis on our dual credit programs. This recommendation would lead to a single approach that harmonizes the approaches and the messaging that goes to high school students. The second one is a transfer initiative, the second phase of the 2-phase project. This would be putting in place the recommendations of the first year group. And finally, writing across the curriculum comes to us as a faculty recommendation. The objective of this would be to encourage more and better writing in a wide variety of classes. This group would develop writing assignments and templates that could be used in a number of classes that would be very specific to the individual disciplines. So this committee would collaborate with the faculty in those divisions to find out what the writing expectations are in those fields and to develop templates that they can use for writing assignments. The students would be graded in ungraded writing assignments that would be contemplated. It would create professional development programs for the instructors so that they would better understand how to incorporate more writing into their curriculum. There is an existing group right now that is doing this. We have 30 or so folks engaged in it. The objective of this is to broaden the scope and use it more widely. So those are the 3 projects that we're proposing to you for this year. They are in your board book with a description of each of the projects. And if you have any questions, I can try to answer those questions.
Okay, you mentioned that writing across the curriculum, that small group has been working on this for a while. Quite a while. I mean, I remember this one many years ago. Does that group stay intact, or is this a new initiative?
As was described, I think it's been really in force since about January 2015, when a current group of instructors have been working with our coordinator.
It's a long, writing across the curriculum, a long-standing program.
Okay. So your first stuff before?
No.
It's been around, okay. Thank you.
Sean, I know a lot of the work is done by the teams that are in place. Do we have any idea what the actual cost is for us to these AQIP projects?
We do, we have a budget right now about $56,000. It's down from about 62 in 2012.
Do we hire any outside folks when we talk about the analysis and or is that all done by our folks?
We do most of the analysis in-house. The external experts, we sometimes would invite a colleague from another institution that has executed a program much like ours to share their experience. And this gives a lot of information back on our team so they don't make the same mistakes they do.
I'm looking forward to the reports on these that are coming in the next few months, and that's great. And I'm wondering, what about follow-up after, like we hear about a project, I love the technically driven and all the interaction that occurs, but what about follow-up? You're the data guy, and you have data on everything. So do we have follow-up on like where these programs are like 2 years later and 3 years later, and whether these initiatives have really worked on a widespread basis and been implemented?
With the more recent ones, we have better information about their success, but as you know, for an effect to take place on our graduation rates, we have many years in the future. We have some interim measures that we do for each of these programs, and we can go back into the report and share that with you when these are completed. Okay.